plug it. There's no tester. All right. So what's the command again? ipconfig. Okay, so I can see from mine here, I have an adapter, which adapter? The Wi-Fi adapter, right? And from the Wi-Fi adapter, I can see the IP address of 172.18.10.33, isn't it? The subnet mask of 255.255.255.0, which tells me that everybody in this network will have their first 3 octets equal, isn't it? Isn't it? Are we following? And I can see an IP of a router, isn't it? The default gateway. What's the work of the default gateway? It's responsible for the provision of internet, isn't it? The IP address of the router, which is 172.18.10.1. If I go through this list, I can see all the interfaces. For instance, we have an Ethernet adapter, VM network. The IP address of that adapter is what? 192.168.15.1. Then other ones are disconnected. Okay, there are some up here. It's still disconnected. All right. So the first command is what we use to check the configurations of the IP, isn't it? Which is what? IP. Which is what? ipconfig. All right. The second command is what we call ping. Do you get that? P-I-N-G. Ping. The function of ping is to send out an echo message, what we call echo. Normally, in reality, when you say there is an echo, what does it mean? It means that a sound is actually traveling to a destination and coming back to the starting point, isn't it? Isn't it? What do we call an echo? Reflection of what? Sound waves, isn't it? Are we there? So that means in the network, if we send out an echo message, we're expecting what? A reply, isn't it? So the ping message, we have an attribute that shows the time it takes to go from one place and return. So for instance, I write a command or I type a command, ping 8.8.8.8. Who is that? Google DNS, isn't it? Now, what I expect from the response of that message is to show me how long it took for each message to go out to Google DNS and what? Return back. Isn't it? Two-way trip. It's going to account for both the time it took to go and the time it took to what? Come back. So in our case now, those of us that have connected our computers together, if you have connected 2 computers together, you're going to ping the IP address of computer B, while computer B will ping the IP address of computer A. Does that make sense? Ping, you type the IP address. Example, all right, let me say I want to ping, do we see it? Ping space the IP address you want to what? Ping. Then what? Enter. Alright. The ping statistics from here we can see. If you don't know the meaning yet, let's go through it. The ping statistics for 192, hold on, no, 168.15.1. It sent 4 packets, isn't it? It received how many? 4 of them. It lost none, isn't it? 0% loss. Then this is the minimum time it took, the maximum time it took, and also the average time it took. So in our case, the first packet, when the first echo reply came back, it came after how many seconds? Less than 1 millisecond. Does that make sense? The second packet came back again, less than 1 millisecond. So it means the traffic is what? Fast, isn't it? Very fast. It's very fast because I'm actually pinging myself. Hold on. Those of us are group 2. Is it responding? Is it responding? I doubt it. It's not supposed to respond. Okay? So this is 10.10. And you're pinging who?
30.20.
And that's why it's not. I'm telling you now. Who is 10.10? This is 10.10. This system is 10.10. Yes. And you're pinging 10.10. You're pinging yourself.
No, okay, I'm supposed to ping this one.
You're supposed to ping this one. Why this one will ping this other one?
Oh, Jim.
So you now know why I say it's not supposed to work. Just type the next command. Group 3. Did your own work? Which one went through?
I think his own. He went through, but
Your own is not going through.
you can't ping my own. It's not going through.
But you pinged him.
Yes.
His IP is 23.2 and he went through.
Yes.
Alright. Now you cannot ping him. Alright. I'm coming. I will explain why.
Is it
Did your own work?
what we're pinging? Is it the
Did it work?
this is what the first one said.
Who owns this IP? Who is 10.2?
10.2 is
It's computer, right? Why you're 10.1? This one you just ping yourself. That will work normally.
no, it's not the same.
Go. You are 10.1. Now it's not what you set on your computer. Go back up. You are 10.1. You're 56.1. This computer is actually.
This was what we
56.
set. This was one that we set on this thing.
There is an interface on this computer that has the IP address of 56.1.
See this one.
So you're just still pinging the same computer.
Okay.
The only network now you have is the network to this guy, right?
Okay.
Which is the IP address of who? 10.2. And you pinged it and it's not responding, right?
Yeah.
But you both have cable connections. The IP address are set very well, right? Hold on. So those of us using the Windows computer, it's always going to what? Fail. Now listen up. It's always going to fail because of what we call a firewall. a firewall. The purpose of the firewall, in fact, let me just draw what a firewall looks like. A firewall is a block where packets pass through Does it make sense? It's like a security checkpoint. Before anything goes out of your computer to another computer or to the network, it's going to go through what we call the what? The firewall. Now, that firewall has been automatically configured by Microsoft, which is Windows, isn't it? To block. It has been configured to block what? Incoming messages. Does it make sense? And it's to allow by default outgoing messages. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? So that means, what this means is that if someone now was to ping your computer, by default, as that message is coming into your computer, your firewall blocks it. So there will be no reply back. Do you understand? So for us to just ensure that what we are doing in this class is correct and is working, we have to disable the firewall. Remember, we're not doing anything on the internet, so don't be scared. There's no internet here, so don't be scared. For the meantime, you turn off your firewall. Now, how do you turn off your firewall? You have to search again on your Windows machine. Firewall, search for firewall. If you search for firewall, you will see search for firewall. Firewall. You see what it looks like this? Windows Defender Firewall with advanced security. Have you seen it? Windows Defender with advanced security. Select it. Now if I look at it, I can see for the domain profile, the firewall is on, isn't it? For the private profile, the firewall is also on. And for the public profile, which is active right now, can you see that is active there? The firewall is also on, isn't it? So to disable the firewall, which profile is currently active? The public profile, isn't it? So you click here, down below, Windows Defender Firewall Properties. It will open up this box. Go to the public profile, which was showing is active. Go to that public profile. Then the firewall state, put it to off. Is it making sense? You didn't open the right thing. Search for firewall. Windows Defender Firewall with advanced security. Have you seen that app? Group 2, what's happening? This is not what you will open. Search for firewall. Did you search for firewall?
I searched for firewall.
What did you search for?
That's the firewall. Was it firewall and network?
I didn't put space.
Okay, no space.
Go to start menu.
What did they search?
Go to start. Can you wait?
Yes, it's there.
Hold on. Close it. Press this one. This one. Start menu.
Start menu.
Search for firewall now.
This one, Abi.
Firewall. Complete it.
This fire, no one person. No. Yeah, look at it here. Look at it.
I click on it now.
This one. Yeah. Protection.
Click on this one. You don't have what I'm looking for. Advanced settings, sorry.
Go back one. Advanced settings.
Alright. If you have if you have changed the state of the firewall for the public profile to off, apply. If you have changed the state to off, firewall state for the public profile that is active, apply it.
Public profile.
Is that the public profile? Click on it now, it's on domain profile. Turn it off. I apply. Can you do that? Out of your whole group, it's only 2 of you that is working.
They are lazy. They are lazy.
Have you turned off yours?
Apart from you.
Huh? Alright, try the ping again.
So, ping 192.170.10.
Check your connection. Did yours go through? Right, so that means you are the one that have not disabled your own firewall. Because it's letting you come in. You're not letting him come in. Public profile.
Okay.
See,
What we
are you seeing
turned
there?
on
It's still
was something
on.
different.
Turn off
profile. I
public
turned on something
profile.
else.
You turned
What I
off
turned on was
domain
domain
profile.
profile.
Turn on public
profile.
profile. Turn it off.
Yeah, I'm giving I don't know what I'm doing.
Alright, ping in again.
I was pinging.
Yes.
Can I blow him?
Just remember your last command. Press up arrow. Up arrow. Up arrow. Did it go through now?
Yeah.
So you saw what happened now. Before now, since you have turned off your own, he can talk to you. But you cannot talk to him because the firewall is dropping that connection. Do you understand? So at this junction now, do you have connectivity?
Yes, sir.
Group 4, do we have connectivity?
Yes, sir.
What if you cannot just leave your firewall open.
The only reason why we're okay turning it off now because they need internet.
If you leave your firewall open and you connect to any network, anybody can start talking to your computer, isn't it? For instance now, let's say we're on the network and we don't know ourselves, but we're on the network. Now, I can ping your IP and see that I'm actually talking to some computer and that computer is responding, isn't it? So what will happen? I can start running exploits on that computer to see if I can find any loophole to access that computer, which is not good, right? So the first step to deter people, to deter hackers from you, the first thing hackers do is to try to talk to your computer first of all, to ping it if it's responding, right? If I ping your computer and it's just responding, that means I may not have connectivity, I may not bother carrying on the exploit.
How did they get your IP address to ping your system?
There are tools that can scan the whole network and see all the devices on the network,
Including the IP address.
including the IP addresses also. There are tools like that.
So you could teach us how to use it.
Huh? Yes. That one is now backdoors, what we call backdoors. But first of all, you must leave your firewall active. Group 3. Is there two-way now? You can talk to him and you can talk to you. Huh? He said?
My laptop is
Group 2. It didn't work.
We have off the
General failure.
After we off the firewall, they will ping again. Thing not connect.
See the firewall you off. Domain profile. What did I say? Turn off the firewall for what? Public profile. I didn't say domain. Don't worry, just leave it first. At the end of the class, we'll turn it back on. Go to public. Leave the domain first. Go to public.
Listen, I touch screen.
Just click on OK. Click on OK. Click on OK. Click on OK now. Scroll up. Did you close it?
No, I'm not closing.
Open it back. Is it showing off now for the public profile?
Yeah.
All right.
So can go back now and ping that.
Yes. Is it showing off? It's off now. Go back. Don't worry, it's off. Go to the ping. Ping him. You ping him. You can use up arrow to remember your last command. Just press up arrow. You have pressed it twice. Down arrow. Down. Up arrow once. What are you typing now? Just press it once.
The last command, that is the last command.
I am.
How about this one? Same general. Up arrow.
I don't say up arrow. I say just up arrow.
That's the last command there.
Sir, I'm off everything. Or is it just the public?
Just the public. But it's okay. See now.
Only the public. I on the domain.
Ping yourself again. Ping your own self.
Even private are often. Press arrow.
Which arrow? What are you doing with arrow? What's your IP address?
That is private. Private is open.
What is your IP? The IP address of this computer. What is it now? What's the IP address that you set on this computer? 30 or what? Ping it. Let me see. What did you set on this one?
10.
Ping it. Ew.
Yeah, the IP address for this one is 10.10.
192.168.10.10. Then you came here, you said 30.10. 30.20. Group 1. No connectivity. Don't worry now. Okay. Look for another computer. You must not use that computer. Or look for another person to claim the cable for you. Not one person. Group 2 has a challenge. Group 3 and 4, let's look at this. Group 3 and 4, are you looking up? Group 2 set their computer A to 192.168.30.20 and computer B, they set it to 192.168.10.10. And all of them, they are using the subnet mask of 255.255.255.0. Now the question is, those two IP addresses on the board, are they on the same network? Group 2, are you seeing your error? They can't even see it. What's the work of the subnet mask? Class. What's the work of the subnet mask? The subnet mask. What is the work of the subnet mask? The function. What is it? The subnet mask tells you where the network portion stops, isn't it? And it shows you where the host portion begins, isn't it? Now, in this case, the subnet mask here is 255.255.255.1. 0. So that means the first 3 octets are what? Fixed. Isn't it? The first 3 octets completely, they are what? Fixed. So that means if I need 2 computers to be on the same network, if I'm using 192.168.30.20, the computer B must be what? 192.168.30.10 in this case now. Are we following? You don't understand? You don't understand? You understand now? All right, since you understand now, let me go on with the next explanation. Group, hold on. Group 3 and 4. Let's look at this again. What if I said the subnet mask that we configured in our computer is 255.255.0.0? Those 2 IP now, are they on the same network? Are they on the same network? If you are for yes, can you drop your hand? If you are for no, raise your hand and be proud of yourself. What's the work of the subnet mask? It shows you where the network portion stops and the host portion starts, right? Now the network portion, in this case, is stopping at what? The second octet. So for any 2 IP addresses that want to belong to that same network, their first 2 octets must be what? Similar. Why the host side can be what? Unique, can be different. Do you understand now? All right, I think 3 and 4 understand. Group 1 and 2. It's working now. It's working now. Let me continue with what I was explaining. What's the work of the subnet mask? Group 1 and group 2. The subnet mask. What's the function of the subnet mask? Somebody should say something now. Say it now, say it. What do you know? It tells you where the network portion stops and where the host portion starts. Do we follow? Do we agree? Is it grammar? It's simple now. What is what? What? What did he ask? What did he ask? What am I explaining? At least, if you don't understand the theory, try to understand the practical. Group 1 and 2, please. I know. Well done. Let's go again. Attention. Go and sit down. Go and sit down. Nobody's writing. Nobody's looking at their computer. Some of us are playing games. Some of us are sharing movies. And I'm saying something. I'll still be saying it over and over again. You will not still get it because you're not fixed. The attention is not here. I'm teaching you what? Subnet what? Mask. Isn't it? And I say, what's the work of the subnet mask? It's responsible for telling us where the network portion of an IP address stops. Isn't it? And it's also responsible for telling us where the host portion would what? Begin. Does it make sense?
Yes, sir.
Now, normally, when we write an IP address, it's going to be what? 4 octets, isn't it? First octet, second octet, third octet, and fourth octet, isn't it? For example now, we are using the subnet mask of 255.255.255.0. Do you get that? Now, if in that subnet mask, what do you notice? The first 3 octets have numbers inside it, isn't it? Why the last octet is what? 0. So that tells us that the first 3 octets is going to be what? The network portion. Are you following? Why the last portion, that is the last octet, will not be what? The host what? Portion. So for instance, now I want 2 different IP addresses to belong to the same network. I can say the first IP address will be 192.168.10.1. The second one will be what? 192.168.10.2. What do you notice? The first 3 octets are what? The same, isn't it? Why the last octet is what? Different. Another one, what if we have a subnet mask of 255.255.0.0? The first 2 octets should be what? The same, isn't it? That tells us that any IP address that wants to belong to the same network with that subnet mask, all of them, their first 2 octets must be what? Equal. 192.168. 192.168. It's like your departmental code. Do you get? While the host portion is your own identity in the department. So that one can be what? Different. So with 255.255.0.0, first 2 portion, 192.168, network portion, host portion, 0.0. We can now have 0.0, 0.1, 0.2, 1.0, 1.1.